Now, KwaZulu-Natal Cogta MEC Sihle, Zikalala and disaster management teams have joined mop-up operations in Msunduzi. It follows heavy rains that caused the Msunduzi River to burst its banks and floods surrounding Pietermaritzburg community. Several communities are being evacuated to safer grounds by local disaster management teams. For more on this, we're joined by KwaZulu-Natal Cogta MEC Sihle Zikalala. Very good evening to you, Mr. Zikalala. Thank you for your time. How have you been able in this time to establish the scale of the impact and how many people have been affected?
Well, I would say we've been very effective and quick this time around and managed to put in place an intervention on time. The incident happened on Wednesday afternoon. Right on Wednesday afternoon, the teams were already on the ground assisting the people who were affected. I've been there and the teams are working. Right now, we can say that about 36 households have been affected, but those who had to be evacuated were 15 households. In total, about 180 people were affected by the recent floods that took place on Wednesday.
Now, the timing of these floods, I mean, it comes at a time when the province is still rebuilding and hard at work restoring services on the back of the deadly April floods. I mean, how much does this now set back the efforts that have been underway?
It does. Firstly, it is regressing the work that we're doing in terms of ensuring that there is recovery and a repair of infrastructure. But secondly, it also consumed the same legal resources that were being expected to be utilized to cover the cost of those who were affected in April and May. Nevertheless, we are working hard to ensure that we support the people and they are cushioned during this challenging time.
Yeah, this is a challenging time which we saw the impact of on families, especially during the deadly April-May floods. Now, you are evacuating some residents to safety areas, community centers. Talk to us about how the logistics are working around that because, of course, the pace has been slow when it comes to ensuring that those who were affected last year are also now moved into homes and have their lives being rebuilt?
Well, with these floods of this week, we've been able to get a carriage where we move people to reside into the mosque. We were able to provide them with food, but their homes were not damaged to an extent that they can't go back. It's just that at that time we needed to clean and ensure that where there were little damage, we intervened quickly. With regard to those who were affected in April, we are working hard to ensure that those who are in community care centers are placed in areas where they will be having privacy and dignity. And that's why as a government we've even entered into an approach of ensuring that we leave some buildings and purpose them for for accommodating people who are affected by floods.
And how are you prioritizing those who are affected? We know, looking at the timing, matric exams are underway, and of course the other grades are also preparing to write final exams. How are you prioritizing, especially the young people who need to sit for exams?
For those who are affected this week, we said those who are in matric class, we counted them and tried to organize accommodation for them. And we then engaged the Department of Education to provide learner support material. And then we were able also to raise food and all other things they needed. For those who were affected in April and May, the plan was already in place to ensure that they are supported to go to school and to be able to write. In all, we can say that soon people who are in community care centers will be moved with speed to temporary residential units.
And what sort of time frames are you placing on that? Because, I mean, we've seen how long it's taken and how it's affected the community members.
The Department of Human Settlement, Public Works and Human Settlement is the one that is dealing with the logistics on that, and I hope they will be the best responsible department to respond on that matter.
You say the damage is not as severe this time around. What is your turnaround time in terms of ensuring that you have community members back in their homes, and perhaps talking to some contingency measures that need to be put in place as the weather patterns are showing that rains will continue?
Well, the first thing is to clear out the area and ensure that people go back. But what we will be doing in that area of Peace Valley in Ward 23 of Msunduzi is that we are going to relocate the people from that area, because whenever there are floods, then the Msunduzi River bursts and goes straight to the homes of those people, and therefore we will have to get an alternative residential area where we will assist in building their homes.
So at the moment, in terms of what's happening and where the community members are and what the major challenges are at this stage, talk us through some of those.
Currently, they are housed in the mosque that is in the area. We are assessing all houses. We are supporting them with food and clothes where they are. We are supporting the students who are writing exams. Then the phase 2 of that will be to ensure that they go back home and stay there, but continue to be alert, because that area is vulnerable to floods. Then we will be working hard to ensure that they get an alternative residential area. So that is our plan.
MEC, has everybody been accounted for at this stage? Are families confident and sure that their loved ones are still within their sights in terms of fatalities and missing people? Where are you standing?
Yes, everyone has been, all people have been counted, and there are no missing people or persons. We are thankful that there were no fatalities reported in this situation. But of course, the situation was bad. There is a huge damage to property, but no one passed on.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. A sigh of relief there, I suppose, that no fatalities have been reported this time around. That was KwaZulu-Natal Cogta MEC Sihle Zikalala giving us a breakdown of the latest developments regarding the Msunduzi River.